FiveStripe TV, Grant back again. It was a rough one for the boys today as we go down to the Chicago Fire 2-0. And we're going to talk about the play ratings. We're going to try and find some positives, but it's going to be difficult. It's going to be very difficult. So we'll start in goal, Alec Can. I'm just going to give Alec a 4 and move on because I don't even want to get into that performance. Tyrone Mears, a 3. Listen, Tyrone Mears a 3. Michael Parkhurst gets a 4 because he saved our ass a couple times, but he gets, let me rephrase that, 3.5. LGP, 3. Garza, 3. I have no clue why the back line stayed so high this entire game. Constantly. Akum, whatever, however you pronounce that character's name, he gets in behind us again, and again, ball over the top. And it's like, back line, move back a couple yards. Please, I beg you, move back a couple yards. But they kept the high line and they got behind us again and again. Chicago had a chance to score like 6 or 7 goals just with them getting through. And they would screw it up. Maybe we'd eventually track back. But the back line was horrible today. You know, and I want to find some positives in this performance, but there aren't any. Well, there's one, and I'll get to that later on. All right, we'll start with the our midfield. Jeff Lorenowitz is going to get a 4. He tried. There wasn't much to the game. And once again, I hate giving man of the matches in a losing performance, but for me, it's because he does his job. And he works his ass off, covering backwards, setting a press a lot of times. People might not have realized this, but Carlos Carmona, I'm going to give him a man of the match 5. He works tirelessly, and he's not gonna get a lot of praise because he's not gonna pitch in with the goals, even though his goal against New York was beautiful, top draw. But he won't get praise. But he does his job up and down for 90 minutes every game. He's gonna have to let go of these ticky-tack yellow cards because he's well on his way to getting the suspension on the yellow card accumulation. But I love his work rate. Completely. Love his work rate. So Carlos Carmona gets a 5. Kevin Kratz a 2. And because Kevin Kratz played 65 minutes, and for 65 minutes I was trying to find him. I'm not necessarily blaming him all for this because I have no clue. We had so much of the ball, but I feel like we had so much of the ball in non-threatening areas, so we couldn't get Kratz on the ball enough. So, and he's playing as the 10 position. He's playing right in behind Tito, and he just wasn't on the ball ever, really. He dropped deep a couple times to get the ball, but to no fault of his necessarily. But I'm going to give him a 2 because he wasn't involved. So we go to the wing. Jamil Assad, 3. Where was Jamil all game? Don't know where he was either. Julian Gressel on the other wing played in one or two good balls, and it felt like we had possession of the ball, but we couldn't find the forwards for whatever reason, or we couldn't find our front 3. So Julian Gressel gets a 3.5. Not much to his game, unfortunately, today. And Tito Viaba, my man. This game would have been so different. He breaks through. I was 100% certain he was offsides. He breaks through and he puts the ball through the defender's legs, and why? He gets another one, and he misses again. Oh, Tito. A rough one for Tito today, but it was just a microcosm of our game today. So Tito gets a 3. You know, there was nothing there, unfortunately. It was nothing there. So that's that. Our substitutes. Brandon Vasquez, I'm going to give him a 3. He shot the ball over the damn goal. And we badly needed it. I'm glad he got on the pitch, though. I've wanted him to get a couple more minutes, so I'm glad he got on the pitch, but he gets a 3, unfortunately. Just because we were wasteful, so everybody's getting around the same grade. Miguel came on the field, did nothing. So 3.5, 4. And the only positive is that Joseph got to run around for 30 minutes. That is the only positive to this game. Because we need him back in form. We need to get him in form as soon as possible. Hopefully he can get even more minutes against the Columbus Crew. Me personally, if we have any inclination that he can go 60, I'm starting him next game. But that's the positive, to have Joseph back. So, Tata gets a 3.5, 4. Wasn't much to see. The substitutions he tried, there was nothing he can do. And gonna rate the referees. That's something we're gonna start doing around here. Gonna rate the referees. Alan Kelly, I'm so sick of him. I think I've seen him 4 times now. I think we've seen him twice for us, and I've seen him refereeing in a couple other games. And he's just horrible. His linesmen were horrible today. People running off sides left and right, no calls. It's just like, what are you doing? Alan Kelly gets an F. F. MLS officiating as a whole is horrible, and Alec, he just exemplifies that. And I'm gonna go talk to him on Twitter in a second after I'm done with this, because this is just, it's disgusting, man. It is disgusting. And the Chicago Fire crowd, listen, I don't have a clue where y'all were, because every time they show the crowd, empty, and we don't know how that feels, because Bobby Dodd is a sellout every single game. So, yeah, y'all get an F also, Chicago fans. Y'all were horrible. Looked at the supporter section, and there's nobody there. And I know how our supporter section gets down. So, y'all get an F. Referee gets an F. Or a 0 in terms of a number, whatever. So, last but not least, this Facebook video nonsense that MLS is doing is horrible. Mark Rogadino, I ain't blaming him, but he involved in the broadcast with this broadcasting from a studio in Florida and answering questions about nothing to do with the game that they watching. Over it. Completely over it. But anyway, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, Instagram, FiveStripe TV, Twitter, FiveStripe TV.